what is really important here is talking about how we are meeting people's everyday needs. This is about improving material conditions for people. And a mistake that I have seen with unionizing is, especially at the beginning, when you are desperately needing numbers, that there is this tendency to view people as numbers and being like, okay, so how many people do we need before we can go public, before we can do this, before we can set up dues? Where it's like the how you get people to actually want to join a union is by listening to their grievances, listening to what their experiences are, and documenting these things so that we have evidence of it, because this is especially important in getting demands met, in relating what these instances are that you have proof of. And the odds are that people are experiencing much of the same kinds of issues. So the more you can document things, the stronger a case you have in saying that people are experiencing these ills and that you need a direct way to address the situation. And where people can go wrong, and I mean, I'm not going to claim to be like an organizing expert or unionizing expert, but like where I've seen like instances go deeply wrong is when people are not listening to the people that they're talking to, of like doing one-on-ones and list work and such, and not focusing on how each individual person has their own needs and that they don't owe the union anything, that the union is lucky to have people join, and that they are an asset, that they shouldn't be used for labor. So like it just continuing these further systems of exploitation, which it can be hard for people to not fall into this pattern when we are living in a system that is deeply exploitative, where we have these power imbalances, that people sometimes unknowingly perpetuate these systems of domination or approaches that are not a great way for getting real consent for people and making them feel valued. The point is to humanize people more and actually get people's needs met. Capitalist class creating charities specifically for the optics of appearing to care for the community when in fact they're manufacturing consent to exploit the community unopposed. Exactly. And then they also use these charities to launder money, to get tax write-offs, and to have access to people who might otherwise be like more revolutionary, of like community organizers, where they set up these situations of like, oh, we want to help people. And so then you get in some people who are being willing to be paid less because they're willing to engage in work that they view as more ethical, but they can also be deeply exploited